So, the topic of this video is going to be about living, sort of like living in England. There's like a little of the outside, you can see a bit of the outside there. Shower towers, at least this is like where I'm based in England, I don't know. I'm in Birmingham, it's fucking whatever and shit. I just want to now talk about a little bit about this now. Living in England. There's like the English flag, whatever. I'm not really, obviously I'm not English, I don't know, I'm kind of like at least I'm not, in terms of like race, I'm like Pakistani, I'm not really even like from this type of area and country. It's kind of interesting. I just want to like talk about now like living in England, like what is it like to live in England? What is it like living in England and stuff? Here we are, the English flag. And there you can see like some of like the scenery in here, especially where I'm based in England, which is I'm in like Birmingham anyway though. Living in England is like so interesting. There's my bed. I just wanted to talk about like what is it like living in England and stuff and whatever. So obviously England's kind of like it's a European country, obviously, and stuff like that. So, and you know, over here we speak like, in England you speak English and stuff. I'm kind of being like kind of a fucking idiot. I'm just gonna like be a dumbass now and say these, like tell you stuff that you can easily figure out on your own. England's kind of like, in terms of like Europe, England, it's like kind of, it's so unique. That's what I would say in terms of like the rest of like Europe. Because I know some people are based in Germany, Sweden, these other European countries, France, and etc. and stuff like that. England's kind of like a lot more, it's very special. It's very special. England, I'm just gonna now kind of talk about my experiences with living in England as a Pakistani guy. I was like kind of born here. My parents are from Pakistan and stuff like that, but I was kind of born here and stuff like that, and kind of like was raised in this type of country and society and stuff and culture and whatever. I just want to kind of like give you like some type of glimpses of like what it's been like for me, right, especially as a Pakistani guy here in England, what it's been like for me to be like raised in England and stuff like that. Because England's kind of like, again, it's so unique in terms of like all the European countries. England's probably very unique because first of all, England, especially the UK, it's not even apart. It's like England's kind of like its own. Here's Europe, and England's all the way here. England's like its own little island thing here. England's here. Here's the rest of Europe. England isn't like even really a part of Europe. Isn't that kind of, in terms of like geography? In terms of geography, England isn't even really a part of Europe. England's kind of, I mean, the UK, England, whatever. Obviously, is England, the UK is like the United Kingdom. That's like kind of like a collection of different types of countries. Wales, and I know like maybe I don't know Wales. What other types? England, Wales, Scotland, and stuff like that. Fucking but you know the UK overall, like UK, England's kind of like at the bottom of the UK. It's kind of like, you know, Scotland. Maybe I'm being kind of a dumbass. I'm just kind of like give you like a visual representation. Here's the UK, Scotland, England, Wales is somewhere around here, and you got Ireland. England is so fucking unique in terms of like Europe, because England, the UK is like, the UK is its own little type of island. This is what I always thought to myself. I thought that, you know, in terms of like all these European countries, I always thought that England is like Japan. England is like Japan in terms of like all the different types of European countries. England is the Japan of Europe, because you look at Japan. Japan's obviously situated around here. Here's Japan, and here's East Asia. Japan is like kind of like, it's completely like detached. It's detached from East Asia. And in terms of like physical geographies, Japan is kind of like its own island thing. In that same type of way, England is kind of like its own type of thing as well. England, you have like all these European countries around here, all these different types of European countries. England is so unique. It's because it's completely detached and removed from Europe in terms of like physical geography. If we're talking about like geography in like a physical way, England is kind of completely removed from Europe. It's on its own. It's completely like removed from all of like Europe, mainland Europe. England's kind of like on its own here. Just like in the same way, Japan is removed from like East Asia. Japan is kind of like its own little island thing. That's why I always like thought to myself when I was like a lot younger, maybe, I always thought that England, the UK, is sort of like, it's the Japan of Europe. That's why I always thought to myself. Japan is like, obviously Japan is like an island country. Japan is like its own like island thing. And the UK, England is like an island country. England is, I'm sort of like on an island. England, the UK, it's kind of very weird once you start to think about it like this, that the UK, England, is like an island country. It's an island, it's a type of island. It's not even a part of Europe. It's not even that physically like connected to Europe. It's like, it's kind of like completely detached, and it's kind of on its own. Okay, but living in England, my experience is like as a Pakistani guy. I'm not like in terms of like race and ethnicity. I'm not like from here, obviously. But I was born in Ireland. I was kind of like wishy-washy and stuff like that. And obviously, it depends on like your perspectives and opinions. 'Cause I was born here. Some people would consider that to be like I'm a part of this type of this country and stuff like that. Some people would say that no, you're like a different guy. You're a different person from a different country, and you're not. This isn't really your country. You're just here. I don't know. It's all about your opinions and perspectives and stuff. But anyway, just my experiences and stuff like that. I don't know. England, fucking, I don't know. England's kind of like I don't know. England's like fucking I would say it's like far more better than like I'm really glad I wasn't born in like Germany, Scandinavia, maybe France. I'm so glad I was like, in terms of like the European countries, I'm glad I was born in England, not in all of these, not in any of these other types of European countries. Because England, you speak English, and that's kind of like English is like such a practical language. If you can speak English thoroughly and properly, the entire world is going to be opened up for you and stuff, and you can do whatever you want and stuff, and you get all this type of respect for you and stuff, and you can like science. English is like the language of science, all that type of stuff. English is like the lingua franca of the entire world, and English is such a practical language. And I was born in England, so I was like, English, I'm already kind of tuned into that type of language and stuff. And so in that type of way, I do see being born in England like as a very like special blessing, especially compared to the other European countries. I'm actually very glad that I was born in England, not in these other types of European countries. As kind of stereotypical Pakistanis and stuff like that. We're in England and stuff like that. I know in Germany, Turkish people are in Germany. In France, you got Algerians and North Africans, Nafris. I don't know if that's provocative. Berbers, whatever you want to call it. North Africans are in France. Us Pakistanis, we're in England, and I know Turkish people, they're in like Germany. I do believe so. I might be kind of a little bit wrong about that. Turkish people in Germany, I don't know. And what about the other European countries? Who's in Sweden, Scandinavia? Maybe Somalis go there. I don't know. Maybe Somalis are up in there, up in Scandinavia. I don't know. Are they? I see a lot of Somalis in England as well. I don't know. I don't want to talk about this too much. Me as a Pakistani guy, like in England, like what are my experiences living in England? I don't know. England's kind of like, in terms of like geography, it's so unique and special because England it's literally, the UK is like an island country. The UK is like an island country, completely like detached from all of like mainland Europe. It's like an island country, and that's so magical and special. So magical and special. The UK is an island country. The UK is an island country, and that's, I don't know. It's literally, so we're literally right now. I'm standing on like an island. I'm in England. I'm literally I'm standing on an island. England, in terms of like, what about like, what I'm just mumbling about random things. What is it actually like living in England? Obviously, in England, you got like you have like this type of plug system. The UK, you have like these types of plugs. You know, these types. So you got like these types of plugs. I'm actually kind of glad. There's like so many different types of benefits to living in England compared to the other European countries. Because you look at like these plugs. I love this, man. These plugs, man, the switches and all that type of stuff. It's fucking so. It makes sense. I know in the other European countries you have like something else, something different. And I know in North America you use something different, but in England you have like this. This is like so. This makes so much sense. This type of wall socket plug. That makes so much sense. There's like all these like little fucking benefits to living here. Let me see a European wall socket. What do you? I know they use other things in like these other European countries. Well, let me see, European wall socket. Yeah, fucking look how dumb that is, yo. Look at how fucking dumb that is. Look at that. Do you see that? Look at how fucking dumb that is. Look at that. Look at that. Look how fucking dumb that is. And in England, we use these types of like fucking wall sockets. Yo, look at that. That is so fucking genius, man. That is genius, man. That's so fucking smart. That is genius. Look at that. That is so fucking genius. Look at what they use in these other European countries. That is so fucking retarded. That's like kind of like there's so many like benefits to living in England and stuff. I was talking about wall sockets. What else? What other than wall sockets? I'm being kind of like a dumbass. What else is there? You look at like in terms of like the physical geography. There are like a couple downsides to living in England. Actually, is there? Because in these other European countries, they have like all these same types of problems. Like England's kind of like probably, I would say that England's probably like the best type of European country to live in. I don't know. And certainly, I know in England, Pakistanis, in Germany, you got Turkish people there, and France, you got North Africans. What else? What about Spain? I don't know. What about Scandinavia, Sweden, Norway? You got Somalis there. I don't know. I don't know. But you know, yo, look at this, man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. That is so smart, man. I'm telling you. That wall socket design is so intelligent. It's so smart. I'm so glad that they have that in here. There's like all these little benefits to like living in England and stuff. All these like little benefits to living in England and stuff like that. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna like oh yeah, also you got the British pound. Fucking hell, someone outside's messing with me, man. Fuck it, it's so difficult. Look at this, man. You got the British pound. Yeah, British pound. I should probably just show you on the screen. England, there's like so many types of benefits and blessings to being here. There's so many like types of benefits and blessings to being here. Living in England and stuff. So many types of benefits and blessings. Fucking hell, man. I fucking swear, people outside, man. Some fucking cunt is yelling at me. Fucking shit. But you know, living in England's fucking, I don't know. The weather can be shitty sometimes. That's what I would say. It can be too cold. The weather can be shitty and cold. There could be other types of issues like that. I don't know. The weather, the rain. I know it rains a lot here and fucking kills, man. That fucks things up a little bit. The weather again can be too cold, frosty. I don't know. There's types of issues. There are issues with living in England. It's not like the most ideal country, but it's kind of like in terms of like all these other European countries, it's probably the better type of European country. England again, it's like the Japan of Europe. That's how I would see England as, like England as being like the Japan of Europe. Just like how Japan, in terms of like physical geography, you got Japan there. It's completely removed from Europe here. I mean, not Europe, East Asia. Japan is removed from East Asia. Likewise, you know, the UK, England is removed from Europe. Oh man, some fucking bitch outside. She thinks I'm doing something to her, or I'm looking at her, or I'm fucking making fun of her or something, and she's fucking bitching at me, man. Fucking shit. Oh, fucking hell, man. I'm in my room. I'm not even like, I wasn't even provoking her. I'm so fucking annoying, man. And anyway, living in England, I don't know. In England, England's kind of like, it's kind of like, I don't know. So many like your experience is gonna like vary a lot depending on what part of like England you're living in. England's kind of like, it's definitely I would still say that is better than a lot of these other European countries. England has like more soul, more life compared to these other European countries, especially Germany. I know Germany's like fucking, it does my head in, man. Looking at pictures of Germany, it's like, oh, like fucking it seems like very like superficial and fake and like so like robotic and clean. I don't know. Scandinavia, I don't know. I'm not too much of a fan. Scandinavia doesn't make me feel special. I don't know. Living in England, England's like such a unique type of country. Living in England's like so unique. It's like such a unique type of country. It's the Japan of Europe, and there's so many benefits. Again, look at this shit, man. Look at that shit. Yo, look at that. Look at that, man. Look at that. That's so cool. You don't get that. You don't get that in the rest of these European countries. England, I don't know. Again, depends on what part of England you're living in. There's so many like they're like England can be very rough. It can be like so rough. Depends on where you're living in, what part of England you're from. I don't know. It can be very rough. That's all I'll say. That it can be very rough depending like where you're from. There's like so many like communities of people and stuff, and fucking it can be very rough though in some parts and stuff, and that depends on like your own like experiences and stuff and who you are as a person. I would say that England is like, it is like probably in terms of like all the other European countries, England's probably like a lot better. Fucking hell, I feel sorry for like all the Turkish people in Germany, man. Fucking hell, being raised and born in Germany must be fucking hell. Somalis in Scandinavia, North Africans in France. If you were born into any of these other types of European countries, I don't know, fucking hell. Tell me about it. I don't know, is it, I'm so lucky that I was like born in England. England's not, it's not the end of the world to be born in England and stuff like that. I don't know. It's not the end of the world. It's not like the best place to be, but it's not the end of the world. I don't know. It's like, I don't know, it's like, England is like the Japan of Europe. If you get what I'm saying, it's like completely cut off from like mainland Europe. It's like its own little island country and stuff, and that's like kind of very unique and special. England is like a very unique, special place. depends on where you're from, depends on what your background is, depends on what your ethnicity is. In terms of like this is like a lot more provocative and like sensitive, like and controversial, like racism and stuff like that. Never had like any type of personal experiences, encounters like with racism and stuff. Depends on like your own like background. A Pakistani guy, kind of like a little bit like lighter brown skinned. I don't know. That might be giving me some benefits. Maybe if I was like a darker black skinned guy, I don't know. That might be worse. Your personal experience is going to vary and stuff. I do believe that. In terms of racism, I didn't see any type of very overt like things like very obvious like forms of discrimination and racism, like people getting beat up on the street or something similar. Never seen that. So in England, it's kind of like it's like a very open, friendly society to live in. I don't know. It's still. England is like the Japan of Europe. You get because it's like an island country completely removed from like all of like the mainland Europe. I do feel sorry for all the Turkish people in Germany, the North Africans in France, and Somalis in Scandinavia. I don't know. Fucking hell, these other European countries are very disgusting to me. I don't know. They're very like soulless and lifeless. I don't know. England's kind of like it's not the best place to be, but it's like it's all right. It's not the end of the world to live here and stuff. I don't know. It's kind of like it's not the best place. It's not like it's like the best type of place to be, but it's not the worst place to be. That's, being born in Brazil, I do believe Africa, Brazil, being born in those types of countries, any like South America, Brazil, Mexico, or Africa, that'll be fucking hell. Arabia, Middle East, Yemen, these types of Arab countries, fucking hell. At least England, like the European countries apart. So it's a lot better than these other types of countries in these other parts of the world. England is like so. I don't know, it's like it's not perfect, but it's like an island country. It's the Japan of Europe. England is the Japan of Europe. It really is the Japan of Europe. It's so like amazing to me. And yo, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. That makes a lot of sense. Yo, that makes a lot of sense. That's so logical. Obviously, it depends on who you are. England's alright. It isn't the end of the world. It's not the end of the world to be here. It's not the end of the world, but to live here. But and England, it's not the best place to be. It's not the worst place to be though. In terms of like European countries, I do believe I do count my blessing. I'm glad that I was born in England, not in any of these other types of European countries. France, you got Algerians, North Africans there. Germany, you got Turkish people there. Scandinavia, you got Somalis, Pakistanis in England. I'm kind of glad that out of all these European countries, I was kind of like born in England, not in any of these other types of European countries. These other European countries are kind of like lifeless, soulless. I know a lot of people are like, they're going to be very hateful. I know because of like the migrant crisis and stuff like this, like people coming into like Europe and stuff like that. That's kind of like causing a lot of frustration and stuff. And people like, especially me, that's probably going to get a lot of like I hate comments. Hopefully those comments aren't too too mean and bad. I don't know. But like in terms of like my personal experience living here, I would say that England's kind of like it depends on like what part of England you're from. Definitely some places can be very rough and tough, and it depends on what type of people you're interacting with as well. I would say that it's been fine living here. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's been fine. Where would I rather be? I'd rather be in Mongolia, but that's just because I'd rather be in Mongolia on top of China. That's because I enjoy like the wildlife and the natural environment and stuff like that in Mongolia. But England's kind of like whatever. England's alright. It's not the best place. It's not the best place to be, but it's not the worst place to be. I fucking hell, imagine being born in Africa and Brazil and South America and in Yemen and these Arab countries. Fucking hell, that'd be so hellish. It'd be fucking atrocious to me. Obviously, what about my motherland country, Pakistan? I don't know. I wouldn't mind being born in Pakistan. I don't know. Probably would be because Pakistan sort of is like Europe. It sort of has like a lot of the same geographical like natural landscapes and mountains and stuff like that and valleys. That's Europe. So actually it's not really like Europe. Pakistan's kind of like, obviously there's like a lot of greenery, but sort of it's like a part of like Asia. It's like connected to East Asia and stuff. Not East Asia, but Central Asia and stuff like that. It's like mountains. I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't mind being born in my home country, Pakistan, but England, living here and stuff, it's just fine. It's like alright. I do. England's like the Japan of Europe. It's probably, in my opinion, it's like again, my opinion is like far better than all of these other types of European countries. And in England you speak English, and English is like the lingua franca of the world and stuff. And I'm kind of very privileged to be born here and stuff and raised here, and like it's kind of is like a blessing. I do kind of see it as a blessing and stuff. And England's kind of like been an alright country. Look outside, there you go. I don't want to get too close. Actually, someone's gonna yell at me, but I don't want this video to be too long, and that's about it. England is better than all these other types of European countries. I do kind of see it as like a blessing that I was born here and stuff. I don't want this video to be too long though. That's just my experiences and stuff and my perspectives. That's it.